the Army, the U.S. Army, just celebrated its 250th year.
Yeah.
When you hear something like that, are you waving the American flag? Are you celebrating, or are you like, whatever?
I'm like, whatever, to be honest with you. You know, I've never been a parade guy. As a kid, I never been to a parade. I may have once, I don't remember it, but like I'm grown now. I don't really care too much about parades to begin with. And like as much as I have not separated myself from the Army, it's just separating myself from not being that character anymore. It's like, it's cool or whatever, but I didn't watch it. You know, my family didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I tuned in for like 15, 20 minutes or so, but I had looked at my wife. I was like, man, this is lame. I'm good. I wanted to see the Rangers go through, the guys that I serve with, and like I wanted to see if they had spec op guys in there. I didn't make it that far. So, but I saw on clips that they had went through and how bad they were at marching. But I'm like, I was never a good marching guy either. We were too busy. I can count on 1-2 hands how many times we've practiced marching. Maybe like 1.5 hands out of my entire career. We're too busy deploying every 6 months, training for those months. And the entire 6 months, we're deploying for 4 months, training for 6 months. There's no time. My last training cycle, I saw my wife for like 14 days out of the year, right? Was it like that year? Like 14 days total. There was no time for, so yeah, the guys that were terrible at marching, that don't mean anything to me, but you meet those guys in a firefight, yeah, it's a different story. They're really good, but I'm just not a big parade guy, you know? I'm not sure if it was Dwight D. Eisenhower who had talked about the, like how he felt about parades and showing off the military might. Might have been him, might be quoting somebody else. I don't really care, but I just know I wasn't that into it. Like parades don't do anything for me. You know, it might have been reminiscent of, some people say North Korea or China, how they do things and how pretty and spectacular it may be and how coordinated everything is, but let them be good at that. We're good at, you got to be honest, like America's just good at like really fighting war. You know, military parades don't really appeal to me. We're good at doing one thing, and that's war.
Wow. And you're right about that, because it seems like we can't stay out of a war.
About to get into another one, you know?
Oh, my God. we got a lot to talk about, brother. Right. Man, somebody else just celebrated a birthday. Your boy Donald Trump.
That's right,
just
79.
turned 79?
79.
Okay, this is the same guy who was complaining about Biden being too old.
Yep.
I mean, should there be some cutoff for these presidents? Like at some point, should we just be like, yo, you just too damn old, man. Like I get that you still have your cognitive skills. I understand that you can walk up and down that flight of stairs going to Air Force One, but you need to sit down somewhere.
Yeah. I'm 100% on board with that. I think there should be a cutoff, and I think 80 is just way too high. 80 should not even be like a thought. I think the cutoff date should be like, man, to be honest, I mean, there's a entry age. I think it's like 35 where you can be U.S. president, run for it. There has to be a cutoff. You know what I mean? I think that 79, 80 plus, that's just too old. Both my grandparents, not both, all of my grandparents died at the age of like 86. And I watched their decline from their 70s, you know? I just don't think that, and you're too, I'm gonna hopefully, prayerfully meet that age one day too, but I'm also hoping that I'm not in the mindset to where I wanna run something or control something at that age. Like I'm on the way out the door, you know? I think the young ones, the new generation should have more of a say in the way things are gonna be run. Like what's my last 20 plus years gonna matter anyways, or 10 years, 5 years on this earth. I made all this change or whatnot, and it affects the younger generation. They have nothing to do with that. They can't even conceive what I'm talking about. Like let them do their thing, let me be out the way. I think it should be run like that. Like 35-year-olds, I want to see more of that. Young individuals, not necessarily 35, I don't really know, but younger, way younger, step up to the ball. And if you want to run the country and make things change, I'd like to see a young person do it. That way they can reap the benefits of that and so on. But 80 years old is diabolical when it comes to like, I want to lead an empire. I think it's, you know, every warrior has his day and time. I think 80 is just like too old. But we all know DC is like the retirement home.
There is something to be said about experience. I can't agree more that the older you get, in many cases, the wiser you get.
Oh, yeah.
But to run a country day in and day out, I absolutely think that there should be a cutoff.
Yeah.
Your president being 79 years old, next year going to be 80.
Mm-hmm.
That's just too damn old, man.
Too old.
You know,
how old will he be when he gets out?
Here's the deal. I give this man all props. The fact that you even think you're up for the job.
Yeah.
But, you know, our cognitive skills decline over time. Our physical skills decline over time. And the world is ever changing, and it's changing more rapidly in this technology age than it ever has in the history of the world.
Yep.
I just think you need some minds in there that are a little younger. You know, 80 is just too damn old.
Yeah. How old is he going to be when he gets out? So we're in his first year right now.
82, 83.
82, 83 when he gets out.
Yeah.
That's wild. And to think of it, like he could run for a whole second term, right? Because he's
this is his second term. Oh, no. But technically, after this, he's done.
Really? I thought.
Yeah, this doesn't start the clock again.
Oh, it doesn't?
He's president number 45 and number 47, and he's out. Now, he's trying to push the agenda that he should be able to run for a third term. But technically, he's done.
That's right. See, this is why I failed my history, civics, social studies when I was in.